Good evening, VV Nation, and welcome to the Friday 6 p.m. video. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to have you here and glad to be presenting this video. This is a video that a few of you have been asking me to do for quite some time on quantum computing. Now, I found out that there's a difference between quantum computing versus the supercomputers, but given what's going on in the AI space, why is this so important? Because these computers, whether they're quantum computers or supercomputers, are going to play an important role in how we divvy out what we're doing with AI to make it better. You need the supercomputers to feed the AIs, to give the information, but quantum computer can do it and a lot easier, but it's a lot of hypothesis. Is that the word I'm looking for? Maybe, in regards to the space. So we're going to take a look at that. We're going to look at quantum computing, but we're going to start off with what's the difference between quantum computers compared to supercomputers. So let's get into the web story. And here we go. Quantum computers versus supercomputers. What's the difference? Computing has come an incredibly long way over the past few decades. Just think about it. You remember back in the day when you had a laptop. I used to work for Johnson Controls, and I had a company laptop, and it had like 1 gig of space. And I thought, man, I'm never going to use up all that space on my computer. I can blow 1 gig in a day, in a second, just like that. And remember when computers way back in the days looked like this? The big computers. Now I've got more computing power on my cell phone than the first big computers that ever came out. So supercomputers, what is it? Supercomputers are huge systems that can span entire rooms in size. That's still supercomputers today. Now, this article was done back in 2022, and it's probably got a lot of advancements since this article. But nonetheless, just to give you an understanding, supercomputers first emerged in the 1960s. All right, Control Data Corporation, CDC, 66. Man, talking about going back in computer times. You remember? I'm an Apple guy. You remember the Commodore 64? Whoo-wee. Look at how far we've come from there. Today, supercomputers are extremely powerful, to say the least. But, of course, this is all relative. The CDC 6600, which came out in the 60s, was a phenomenon in the computing, but would be seen nothing today. After all, it only took half a decade for it to be outshined by the CDC 7600, so on and so on and so forth. Like your own computer, supercomputers can process and store data, but go much further beyond that. You look at a computer nowadays, a laptop computer can do a lot, as even compared to a tower on your desk at home. I think that more people are using laptops nowadays rather than going to a tower, nonetheless. Now, for example, a modern supercomputer could predict the result of a nuclear explosion, produce highly complex models of the brain, and even carry out simulations of the origins of the universe. You ever watch on TV and you say to yourself, man, how did they produce this kind of content on TV to see as deep as they do? A lot of this is done by supercomputers to give you some semblance of what's going on and what has gone on in time. So it gives you a good historical look at a lot of things that we couldn't do way back in the day. But at their core, supercomputers have the same nuts and bolts as regular computers. The difference is that these computers are huge and consist in thousands or hundreds of thousands of CPU, central processing units. CPUs. That's what we're looking at. All right. So now let's go down a little further. What is a quantum computer? Look at the difference in what a quantum computer looks at compared to what the difference of what a supercomputer looks at. The concept of quantum computing first arose in the 80s. During this time, pioneers such as Richard Benioff, Richard Feynman, and Yuri Manin contribute to the development of the quantum computer theory. Got to keep that in mind, right? But at this point in time, quantum computing was just an idea and had never been applied in a real-world setting. 18 years later, 1998, Isaac Chuang Neil Gershenfeld and Mark Kubinek created the first quantum computer. The processing speed of this computer is rudimentary compared to today's most advanced quantum computers, but the development of the first of its kind machine was nothing short of revolutionary. Now, quantum computers use tiny bits known as qubits or quantum bits. Binary code, let's break it down. What the great thing about qubits is that they can exist in multiple states at once. That gives it a lot more power to solve things and to figure out things. Binary code is just that, binary. That means the bits can exist as 0 or 1, which can be limiting when it comes to carrying out advanced processes. Binary. On the other hand, qubits can exist simultaneously in multiple states, known as quantum superposition. Qubits can also achieve quantum entanglement, in which pairs of qubits link together. So just think about it. You got the CPU on the computer side, you got the bits, the qubits on the other side of the quantum space, and they're at such a level, such a molecular level when they do calculations that it's ridiculously fast. And you get into this simultaneous multiple states, superposition, and also entanglement, which we'll talk about in a second. Man, you talk about putting computers to shame, it's an understatement. Using quantum superposition, quantum computers can consider multiple qubit configurations at once, making it a much easier way to solve highly complex problems. As we get more and more into AI, it's all about the ability to solve complex problems in a shorter amount of time. Without these computers, it would take us hundreds of years to do that. With either a supercomputer or more so, with a quantum computer, it is just almost the snap of a finger. And in the world of AI, with the chips, with the GPUs, with everything that goes along with AI, think about the ability to get further, faster. All right, I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom of this. While quantum computers have the potential to vastly surpass supercomputers, this is still largely hypothetical. That's what I took away from this article. One day we may be seeing quantum computing advance to the point where supercomputers are no longer necessary. There's no denying that huge developments have already been made in this field. And again, this article was done 2 years ago. But for now, quantum computers are still in their early stages, and it may take decades for them to become mainstream. Let's get more current. Quantum computers are here. This was done in November of 2024. But why do we need them? And what will they be used for? First tagline, quantum computers will one day outpace the fastest supercomputers on the planet. But what will they be used for or to accomplish? Going down a little bit, the most fundamental building block of a quantum computer is the qubit, a unit of quantum information that is comparable to the bit of a classic computer, but with the uncanny ability to represent a complex combination of both binary 0 and 1s simultaneously. Qubits can be implemented on a wide range of different hardware, including supercomputing circuits, trapped ions, and even photons, light particles. There's a stock that I talked to you about in that photon area called PLAB. Keep that in mind. Utilizing photons in according with on a wafer, along with the electronics on the wafer of a chip. Go back and check that video. PLAB photon for that, and it allows chips to work harder, faster, and cooler. All right, so keep that in mind. Quantum entanglement. Various industries are trying to solve the time and processing power, and that's important. Time and processing power, consuming problems using quantum computers to unlock valuable application of quantum computing. The phenomenon of the quantum entanglement comes useful to cut down on the time and the computing power. Everybody's talking about computing power when it comes down to chips. The Blackwell systems are experiencing that. All right, quantum entanglement comes useful to cut down on the time and the computing power to process information transfer between qubits. Entanglement enables tasks such as quantum cryptography, superdense coding, and teleportation. Whew. All right, so it talks about that quantum entanglement is the state where two systems are so strongly correlated that gaining information about one system will give immediate information about the other, no matter how far apart the systems are. That shows that it's got some power to do a lot of things quickly. Top 20 quantum computing uses. Think about this. Automotive, optimizing large autonomous fleets. Ooh. Couple of people are getting into that. You got Wayfair and you got, of course, Tesla. Utilization prediction. Dubai Electricity and Water is working with Microsoft since 2020 to utilize quantum computing for energy optimization. Grid optimization. For power, the Department of Energy has 2 labs established specifically for integrating quantum computing into the grid optimization. Weather forecasting. Automated trading, algos. That's from a quantum computing perspective. Algos. Risk analysis, portfolio optimization. These are things that deal with us. From automated trading to portfolio optimization, fraud detection, valuation of instruments, premiums in complex cases, route and traffic optimization, supply chain and folks, there's a lot of useful things that quantum computing can make faster, especially if they can exist in those 2 different states to get that information faster and easier. Long-term forecast by use category. Now, I found this to be interesting to see what industries were already heavily putting money into the quantum computing. Simulation. 175 to 330 billion. Optimization, 100 billion to 220. Machine learning, 95 to 250 billion. Cryptography, 40 to 80 billion. Now, how about pharmaceutical, aerospace, finance and portfolio optimization, automotive AV, AI algorithms, chemistry, insurance, finance, government encryption, which is big for Palantir, another stock that's in this space. I don't know if they're doing quantum computing, though, but they're putting money, government encryption is putting money into that space. Energy, solar, finance, marketing, logistics, tech, aerospace, route optimization. This is all the kind of money that's being invested into this space for quantum computing. Last but not least, a list of quantum processors. There's a lot of them out there. I can tell the difference between which one's a quantum, which one is supercomputer. You can see superconducting, trapped ion. Look at that chip. That's a computer, though. Trapped ion quantum computer is one of the proposed approach to a large scale quantum computer. But look at the difference of how that looks. So there's a lot of computers that are out there. A lot of computers. IBM plays a big role into this. Why wouldn't they? But look at that. Intel plays a role. ionq, IQM, a lot of companies, and these are for the most part trapped ion. Those are quantum computers. Trapped ion, superconducting, that's more of supercomputers. So I wanted to see the difference between how many supercomputers were out there compared to quantum computers that were out there. There's a lot of computers out there, and as you can see, there's a lot of investment in that space. All right, now let's get to what you came here for. I've got some stocks in here, 14 stocks that I've got in a list that I'm really interested in from the purpose of looking at quantum computing. ARQQ, Honeywell. How about ionq is in here? NVIDIA is in here. Qubits is in here. Intel, as much as I don't like the company, is in here. RGTI, Rigetti Computing, Atom, here they are. Now, Over the last year, I wanted to see how much they've gone up because you guys have been saying you need to be talking about this. Look at this, 167% for the year. Biggest mover is qubit, followed by qbts and rigetti, ionq, NVIDIA. Man, the worst company in here is Intel, down 56%, blowing the Qs out of the water. Let's go put this onto stream. And now let's take a look, because Fridays I'm going to be looking at candlestick patterns, so I decided to make it a little snazzier, jazzier today, giving you a twofer. Looking at quantum computing stocks, I've got a list of 14 that I really like. And then number 2, looking to see if the candles can tell me if this is the right time to get in. All right, here we go. Let's graph them all. And let me bring the graph over. And you know me, I always want to look at the bottom left, top right, earnings per share, MACD. Look at this. qubit still rocking and rolling, rising. Stop price, the fundamentals are good on it. Volume is there. MACD from a technical perspective. What is that? That is a candle that tells me it's a bullish candle. That is a bullish candle coming off a level of support, moving up. Do I like it? Yes. I'm looking at 5 cents higher than the high before I jump on board. Big new high today on qubits. Not too late. Same thing with rgti. The stop is rising. MACD is rising. We moved that over a little bit. MACD is rising. Volume is pretty steady. RT is above 1. It is overvalued. And a lot of these stocks are moving up way past their value most recently than not because of the topic. Do I like this? 5 cents higher than the high before I get in. Next one, qubit sitting in a little bit of a channel. Big wick on this candle. No, and that's a shooting star. Followed through, served as a good level of resistance until it finally went through. Not a ton of wick at the top of the candle. Nice open candle. I like the rebound of MACD. Earnings per share looks good. I'd like to see more volume, but what am I looking for before I get into QUBT? I want to see it break above this level of $9.20. Next one. This is QMCO. Big pullback. Shooting star, not real follow through, but some because it's a closed candle. Beautiful level of support broke through. Now serving as a level of support again. I don't like the MACD on it. It's telling me that it's losing momentum. I'd be careful with this one. All right, from a candlestick perspective, look at that. That is a bearish harami, little indecision, but no real follow through from the bearish harami and moving higher. Next one, ARQQ, a little bit of a pullback. A lot of these stocks, look at them. This big pullback, looks like on 12 too, a lot of them. Shooting star, no real follow through to here, which becomes a dark cloud cover. Hits down right now. I don't know if that's down enough to call that a hammer off of that, but could be a possible move back up, a reversal going on. I'd keep my eye on that. I'd really like to take it higher than the high. Looking at 12 cents higher than the high. Wow, ionq, gotta love it. Candlestick formation, just following in. Hammer right here. Boom. Hammer, pulled back up, set in at this level of support, and look at it now running, hitting new highs. Love the stop, love. I don't know if I love the MACD. Watch earnings. Watch earnings. But price action, stock is definitely in an uptrend. Is it too late? No, I'm looking at 12 cents higher than the high. Let's go to the next one. Atom. I do like the uptrend here. I'd love to see if we can take out that level of the high. All right, we're very close to it. Watch the MACD. Earnings is back and forth from a long-term perspective. Perception, I'd be a little okay with. I keep it on my radar, but it is moving bottom left, top right. I do like the rising wedge here. As we get to that level of resistance. I'm looking at 5 cents higher than the high. Next one, I'm not feeling that. That's not one, even from a candlestick. Now, from a candlestick perspective, I got a little bit of a bullish harami going on. Now, let's go to a level of resistance right about here. Good level of resistance. I'd like to see it break above 43.06. All right, I do like the candlestick. I'd like to see, and it's undervalued. I'd like to see if we can get above that level. MACD is still positive. Earnings is rising. I'm looking, I got a candlestick pattern. Let's see if it breaks through that level of resistance. Next one, IBM. It's moving. Rising earnings, new high, very little wick. I'm looking at 12 cents high in the high. Ooh, but look at value. Overvalued and value is falling. This may be short-term move. Falling value doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy all over. But if it gives you an opportunity to take make money, don't be afraid to take profits early. Let's go to the next one. Undervalued Google. I'd like it to just break above that level of resistance. MACD is about to turn over, could be setting up. This is a piercing pattern. That's a bullish piercing pattern, at least halfway up through the prior candle. Piercing, I like that. And it's moving, and still moving higher. I'd keep my eyes on that, but I'd love to see it break above that level of resistance. That's on Google. Intel is just not good. It's in this space, but it's not good. Not feeling that. Honeywell coming down to a level of support. Oh, man, look at that. That is, I can't call that a bearish engulfing. It's a bullish candle followed by a bearish candle, followed by sitting at a level of support. Let's go see if that level of support will hold, okay? I like this play. Microsoft broke through resistance, followed through, still testing as a level of support. I broke through, followed through. Watch the wick at the top, though. Give me one more day to see what the stock wants to do. But it is overvalued. Value is rising. MACD tells me technically it's got some momentum going up. And the last stock on the list is NVIDIA. NVIDIA is still the most powerful stock on the planet. Right now, I'm not feeling it, though. It's still in an uptrend. Look at that. Getting ready to break down through that uptrend. Be careful with NVIDIA. NVIDIA has made a lot of people a lot of money. But at least we've gone through, we've shown you some stocks that look good in the space. Now you have a better understanding, if you didn't before, on what quantum computing is all about. Compared it to supercomputers. And I think it's got a lot of upside. Going into the future. I'll probably do one or two more coming up as I monitor this. Now, I am going to do this right now. I'm going to create a quick folio. And we're going to name it, what's the date? 12/6/24, quantum stocks. Quantum. Now going forward, if you remind me, take a look at these stocks. I'm going to put this, how many stocks? 14. I'm going to put this in a $50,000 portfolio, no commissions, long, click on OK. And I just created this video. You guys are going to have to keep on me to see how these stocks, I'll do another video in a few weeks or so. We'll see where this portfolio is. We'll see how this is working out. All right. Right now, it looks like qubit is up. QBTS is up. Microsoft is up. It just started, though. It just started. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Folks, thank you for joining me for this video. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're brand new to the channel and you like this information, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. Folks, if this was what you were expecting and you got more than you expected when I talked to you about this video, put more than expected. All right? And if it was less than you expected, you could put less than expected. That's all. I always want your comments. Always want more than expected. When I told you I was going to do this video, put that in. If it was blah, just put less than expected. All right, folks, this video is over. Until the next time, see ya. Hey, folks, Cyber Monday is coming. Everybody's going to be on their computers looking for the best deals out there. I got a deal that you'll find no place else. Right here at VectorVest. Go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. You can take a hold of your financial freedom, which could be the best deal you'll ever find. Then again, www.vectorvest.com/YT. 99-cent trial for the VectorVest software. Folks, it's the best deal going.